Prepare yourself. Are you prepared? It's Timony. It's Timony Cricket. What a good boy. There's my baby. He decided that he wanted to be the star of the stream. And he came in and he got right in that little box, which is just beside my chair, just down here. I was like, yeah, I can work with that. What a good boy. It's a cat condo, but like a cardboard just on the floor shorty. And technically the top is supposed to be for kitties to rest on, but it's completely covered in crap because it's a flat surface near my nail desk. So that's where currently all of my stamping plates and my box of Kleenex live. Yeah, you can never be prepared for that level of cute. It's true. He's too cute. Welcome Ray and Ghislaine and JJ and Heather. Hopefully we'll see some more people. There's at least one lurker hanging around. Oh no, that's Najwa. Hello. We're just gonna sit here and watch Timony maybe instead of streaming. Hi, little boy. What a cutie. Yeah, we might. Do we need to do nails? I don't know. We can just watch Timony all day. 2 hours of the Timony show. What do y'all think? Hey, Sassy. Hey, Kat. Welcome, welcome. I do actually have a nail art plan today. Or at least a rough one. I have a theme. You might be able to tell from the heart and also from the fact that you clicked on the thing that had the information in it. Yes, I finally got around to re-dyeing it. It needs to be done a lot more often than I do it. I end up often going like 6 months between dye jobs. It's just like, it really needs to be done like every 3 months. But I'm just lazy, y'all. I don't get around to it until it's like completely gone, basically. I didn't put very much pink in it this time. Just a teensy little streak. Thanks, Sassy. Hey, Forever Exennial. Yeah, it's just, and it's not even like it's that, it's truly not complicated, right? Like, it's not a big deal to do it. I started today at like, I don't know, 4:30 or something. 5:30 was when I bagged my head. So I think I actually hopped in the shower at 4:30, got out, and then went and dyed my hair. And my hair was bagged by 5:30. And then it was all rinsed out by 7. So, like, it's truly not a heinous amount of work. I just don't do it. I just don't do it until it's completely faded. I also, like, I don't bleach my hair ever. And you can really tell because there's areas where the color does not pick up as well. And it doesn't matter how careful I am about depositing the color in my hair. There's like over here, see how there's like this area that's more brown? That's where I still have my natural hair color. And everything where it's like really intensely blue, that's where I'm gray. My gray hair loves to pick up the blue. Hopping in the shower is dangerous. Uh-huh. Welcome, Linnery. Yeah, we got a good cricket show going on here. What if you have to go get groceries after you get the dye in? Yeah, no, that's not a consideration for me. I know exactly what I'm doing with my evening. How do I get it that bright without bleaching? My gray hair really likes to take dye. And not every, so it's one of those things where some people's gray hair will not hold dye. It comes right out again. And others, it grabs it and it holds onto it and it's perfect. So it really depends, I think, on the texture of your specific grays, because grays are, there's a reputation where, oh, gray doesn't like to take color, blah blah blah, but it really just depends on your hair. So for me, I got lucky. My gray loves to pick up color. Yeah, I'm hoping he's just going to settle in and sleep for most of the stream. That would be optimal. We'll see. We'll see how he does. He's such a good boy. Budgie Smuggler was asleep in Brian's office, and Jammy was asleep in the bedroom, and Timony was asleep on the landing just outside the gate at the top of the stairs. So I picked his little sleepy butt up and brought him into the studio. You're debating pausing stream to make your snack. You don't want to you want to pause so you don't miss a second of Cricket Cam. I mean, you can always rewind it later too, but snacks are important. Cricket has no cat rights. He has cat rights. It's just that he's also got a lot of cat wrongs. You haven't tried to dye your hair since you started getting gray? Yeah, I don't dye my hair because I don't like my gray. I love my gray. I dye my hair because I went years and years married to someone who didn't like dyed hair on women, on adults. He thought that it was childish. And when we split, I decided that I was gonna just do whatever the fuck I wanted with my hair. And so I really like this color. I feel like it's sort of the natural hair color of my soul, if I believed in such a thing. And yeah. I feel like it's a very me color. So, and actually sometimes when I dye it, I'll just dye like a portion of it. Like I'll just dye like, a quadrant or like, the front part or whatever. It sort of depends on my haircut too. Like I'll dye chunks so that I have still lots of the gray showing and I just have like a blue chunk and a pink chunk. Yeah, yeah. Lineary, I feel the same way about teal. And it's funny because I'm not generally a big fan of like purpley, pinky colors, but I love the contrast of a magenta with a teal. And so I really like these together. Yeah, Heather, it's amazing when you step out of that kind of a life where you feel like you've kind of squished yourself down into the smallest possible, most acceptable possible shape. And you suddenly realize that, oh, actually I can rediscover myself. I can be who I am. Who is that? Let's find out. Let's go figure that out. And, that experience of rediscovering who you are, and just being your entire self can be really scary, but also liberating and a really incredible experience. So yeah, what's the point of hair if you can't have fun with it? For real. That's also when I started getting tattoos. For the same reason. My first tattoo when I was, what was I, 40? I guess I was 40 when I got my first tattoo. Maybe 41. I don't remember. Whatever. Who cares? I'm about to be 50, y'all. Holy shit. I'm so close. I'm so close I can taste it. I'm like 2 weeks away. Less than 2 weeks away. Oh, the squint. What a baby boy. Oh, he's so cute. He's looking sleepy, isn't he? You were 17 the last time you dyed your hair, or you were 17 when you got your first tattoo? I was too poor. I was way too poor to get tattoos when I was a kid. I always wanted one when I was young, and there was no way I could afford it. And in a way, I'm kind of glad that I didn't end up getting any tattoos when I was really young and didn't have money, because I feel like I would have gotten stuff that would be real fucking janky. And instead, everything I've gotten has been really really nice work. Yeah, I didn't think it was her first divorce at 17. That would be quite a challenge. Friends who are tattoo artists makes a big difference. Yeah. Oh my god, this cat. Timothy, he's being so cute. I don't even want to do my nails. He's too cute. What a boy. What a lad. What you doing, little man? I don't know about this guy. I don't know if we're going to be able to do nails tonight. Oh. You're so cute. You're so cute. You're such a good little man. Oh, this child. We do have to do some nails tonight, though, y'all. We simply must. So the plan for tonight is going to be... I can't. Yeah, you're adorable. What the hell are you doing, young man? The plan for tonight is going to be Fluid Art Valentine's Day Mani. And we can explore a few different ways to do that. It is distracting. Hi, Windidamus. Welcome. It's really hard to think about nails when there's this incredibly cute kitten on cam. Oh, we got a butt. Oh, that's a good boy. All right, I'm gonna minimize him. I'm gonna minimize him. I'm gonna go to the nails up display. Is there a fly he's looking at? No. I think he's just checking out the holes in the top of the thing just to see if there's anything there. This was just a cute little one that I threw together so I would have something on the cam. I pulled a bunch of polish to work with tonight. We are not 100% limited to the polishes that I pulled. I pulled stuff that I thought was, likely to be appropriate / work well for Valentine's Day. Once again, I am restricting myself to polishes by Black-owned makers, with the single exception of my Fluid Art polish. I'm going to be using, because I don't have one. So I have this clear Fluid Art polish. That's what we're going to be using for that. Hello, Yanelli. Welcome. I think he's going to fall asleep. This is optimal. All right. So I pulled a few. These are not our only options, but I just thought it was kind of a cute palette. There's a couple of others that I was sort of looking at maybe throwing in there. But if you have any that, or if there are any colors you would like to maybe see me throw in and play with, yell about them. I do not have a red that satisfies the requirements that I have set for myself. That's a non-starter. I do not have a red. So we're going to be working more with pinks, assuming we want traditional Valentine's Day colors, which we don't necessarily have to do. I have other colors. We can do something different. But I just sort of assumed that y'all would probably want to work with pinks and purples. You know what? Let me grab Pond Stew because I feel like that one also would go well with these. Where's Pond Stew? There it is. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of the general palette I was thinking about. Do I have a sheer white shimmer? No, I have a sheer white, but I do not have a sheer white shimmer. But we're going to be doing fluid art nails. So sheers, generally speaking, aren't going to be a great choice for fluid art when the base, the fluid art polish I'm going to be using is a clear one. So we're already going to have a sheer element in there. So we can just play around with some combos. I have a sheer white and I have a white shimmer. So I guess I could kind of mix a sheer white shimmer, sort of. Bear in mind too, with fluid art, generally speaking, it works best if you have a decent proportion of cremes in with your other formulas as well. No toppers. I do not have any toppers that qualify. Hi, Leo. Basically what I have is I have Dimension nails. They're like pastel shimmers. They had a whole series of pastel shimmers shortly before she shut down. I have that set. I have the Dimension nails milk jellies. I've got a pretty decent assortment of cracked cremes, which are going to form the basis of a lot of these, and a handful of Dimension Nails cremes. And then I have a handful of special effects polishes from 1002 and from Cracked. So that's like basically what we're working with. What kind of counts as toppers? No. The Dimension Nails... Oh, you know what? I do have toppers from Dimension Nails. I forgot about that. I have a couple of toppers from Dimension Nails. But I was thinking of the very, very, very opaque prairie, like the Meadow collection that she came out with. They're super opaque. But yeah, I have a couple of Dimension Nails shimmers. Let me pull a couple of those. I forgot about those. If I can find them. Why are they not? They don't seem to be in with my... Oh no, they are. There's one. There's one. There's one. I have three. I have three toppers from Dimension Nails that qualify. Yeah, the toppers might add some fun effects, but we do also have some effects already in the set that I've pulled. This is one of the Dimension Nails pastel shimmer collection I was thinking of. I have the full set of these. And then, yeah, I've got ones like this, and I've got some shimmers and a couple of magnetics from like 1002 and from Cracked. So we can just start experimenting and like play with some combos and see what we like. That's not dry enough. Ew. I won't peel that at the moment, I guess. Yuck. Okay, so I kind of want to try something with pink underwing. I feel like something with pink underwing could be fun. And like maybe... that pink goes well with pink underwing. You were thinking the toppers might make fun voids? Yeah, maybe. It's hard to know what to expect from them when I'm using the base color that I'm using, or like the fluid art polish that I'm using is also a clear. So is like I have to be careful not to have too much void. But yeah, I do agree. That could be... Let's try this combo. Let's see what we think. We got 2 cremes and 2 effects polishes. By the way, I mentioned that what is it? Midnight Phase had bled a little bit. Not that it stained. It didn't stain my nails, but it bled into the magnetic polish and completely changed the color of the silver. This is where that was. You can see a little area of purple there. Totally stained the thing. All right. Oh, I've got a hair on there. I've got a cat hair on there. Okay. You're behind, so you're trusting your decisions to Ray. Well, Ray is pretty good at making decisions. So I think your trust is probably pretty well placed. All right, let's see. We'll see how well this works, and if I like it, then we can do something bigger, or we can try some other variations. I think with the topper, I'm gonna put it, instead of putting it in with the others, I'm gonna put it around where the others aren't, so that it's more going into the void space between. All right, so let's just do a little... And it might be a little bit difficult to tell what the shimmer is doing on the white background. I can see it here, but I don't know if you're going to be able to get a really good sense of it. So I might need to do this also on a dark background so you can see it properly. Okay, so here's our first pull. So I like the little like pink, the hot pink inclusions, the itty bitty little bit of sparkle we're getting from Pink Underwing, which is the gray based polish with glitters in it. And there's a little bit of hollow glitters in there, not too many that we're getting, but there's a few. You can see a bit of the shimmer in this void space over here. I can see it sort of throughout in little traces. So this is kind of pretty. I'm going to try... Hey, Sonyo. I'm going to try... Did I kick my thing a little bit? Uh-oh, I woke him up. I'm not sure if that just got cut, if that's cut off because the little window doesn't show the entire thing or what. Anyway, I want to try the same thing in on one of the black things so we can get a better sense of what the shimmers are doing in it. Because I think it's got potential, but I do want to see it on a different base. Okay, so I think we started with the... We'll do it the same way so that I'm keeping everything else basically as controlled as possible. So that any differences we're seeing should be mostly from the background. Although, of course, it's fluid art, so it's sort of inherently a bit chaotic. But we can try to keep things reasonably controlled. Okay, and then I did the shimmer there, there, and there. You can see the shimmer a lot more easily on the black background. Okay. Yeah, I really like the inclusion of the shimmer in this. This was a really good idea to add the shimmer, Ray. Good braining. Okay. So... Now, obviously, you know, the way it will look on the nail is going to be somewhere in between because my nails aren't black. And they're also not white. So we're going to have something kind of in between these. And, you know, we can affect that depending on what base I put down for my nails. So this is, I think, a cool option. But I don't want to stop at just one possible option. So, bum, 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 bum. This is from when we did the Lunar New Year's nails. And I'll give y'all 3 guesses. Which brand made the reds that did that? Okay, so I think for the next one, I wouldn't mind trying to do something more like this. I would still want to use the white, I think. That could be interesting. Yeah, Slugbug was one of them. There were 3 wildflower nail polishes that we had tested out as optional, and those are they. Thanks for dropping by, Yaneli. Have fun at volleyball. Okie dokie. So we'll try this other combo and do, you know, holler if you want to see a completely different kind of vibe. If you want to see totally different colors entirely. I know that Sassy wants to see purple. I think I only have one true purple that that qualifies though. So I don't know. I don't know how well I can do that. This is Chinoto. I kind of just wanted to have a little bit of a dark something in there. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm actually going to separate this with white. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those three were all wildflower. It was Slugbug, perhaps a Christmas gourd, and what was the third one? Oh, shit, I've forgotten the name of it. It's a more orangey, it's got like a real orangey shimmer to it. My brain isn't coming up with it at the moment. Baby blue with pink shimmer? What baby blue with pink shimmer? I don't have a pink shimmer. I have a pink Crelly with a pink shimmer in it. You want to see that with baby blue creme? Is that what you're suggesting? I really like this combo. This is cute. I like the little bit of Chinoto in it. It like just kind of gives a little extra definition. But the little flakies, the little pink flakies inside pond stew make it just a little extra special. It's also got a blue shimmer in it as well. You can see a little bit. That's in pond stew itself. I don't have a purple from Cracked. I think literally the only purple that I have is that qualifies under the current rules is this purple Queen Antheus, which I pulled because I was like, Sassy's probably going to be there and she's going to demand a purple, which is valid. And it might actually be, that might look really cute with this. Actually, that might be real cute. Hang on. What if, not that one. That one? Sorry. That could be cute. I would also do the white with it. Or it could even just be those two and white. That could be cute. It is a really pretty purple. Yeah, it's a neon, that one. So this is a cute option that I really like. And then let's try that. I'm going to have to do it on black. I'm out of my white thingies. Let's try a purple forward one. I think purple with pond stew will be a really cute combination. Okay. We will start with the purple Queen Antheus or Anthias. I don't know. You know, it's not my job to know these things. I shouldn't worry about it. So we do the purple and then we do some pond stew. And then we do some white. And then I feel like actually this one I might want to add just a little bit of shimmer to it as well. One of those toppers, like we did with the first one. But not the same topper. Where's the other one? That was Cushion Sea Star that I used. We'll use blue Sea Star. It's as I recall, it's a blue with a slight purple shift. So I think it'll be a little more cohesive with this one. Do I have a blue creme? I do have. I don't have like a true blue. I have like. I have blues that are not. I have blues that are like weirdly slightly off blue, but that might work. So like the oh gosh, what's that blue that was in Cracked like toenails collection? She had the whole like toenail polish collection. That blue is probably the cleanest blue creme I have that qualifies. I like this combo though. This is cute. Let me grab that other blue. Fresh Pedicure. That's the one. It's like it's not quite a proper blue for mixing, but it might kind of give me something different to work with. What if we did that with the purple and this pink shimmer and this topper with no white? Is that going to be not contrasty enough though? Might not be contrasty enough. It might need the white to hold it together, but let's give it a try and just see. I feel like sometimes if there's not enough like dark light contrast, it can kind of fall apart a little bit. It just starts to look a little bit too samey. But we can try it. I do like the idea of the purple with the blue. I do think that's probably going to set off the purple nicely. Okay. There's the blue. I'm going to put this pink shimmer in here. I'm going to sandwich it a little bit. Just because I like to sandwich shimmers between cremes for fluid art, which is something I have discussed at length in fluid art streams. About how sometimes if you have shimmers right next to each other, they can kind of just blend into each other a little bit. Oh, did I miss a question from Spooky? Let me see. Where was the question? It is kind of trans flag colors. Does the fluid base make any polish do fluid nail art? Yes-ish. So it doesn't. It works on any regular, like normal polish, but there's like ways to sort of get best sort of outcomes. But yeah, basically, with some minor caveats, you can use it with any kind of standard nail polish and get the cell formation and fluid artifact. The caveats being like the reason why I use cremes always in a fluid art thing, and like to separate out the cremes from the shimmers, and I don't like to load up with too many special effect polishes because they have the structure kind of falls apart, and they don't form nice cells as well if they don't have creme polish in there to sort of hold the lines in a sense. We kind of lost that Dimension Nails pink in there. It's interesting. Like there's a few little traces of it, but mostly it's the purple and the blue. Bean is being cute on Colette's stream. Adorable. I love Bean. Bean is such a good kitty. This is cute. I don't know if it's totally screaming Valentine's Day to me. I feel like it might be a little bit too blue dominant. Is there anything else that we want to test out? I'm liking this one. I think this one worked out pretty nicely. Although, again, I'm not sure if I'm 100% feeling Valentine's Day from this one. I don't know. I mean, it could definitely work. I think as far as like Valentine's Day vibes, this, which is the same as this, but on a different background, is maybe my favorite. I do not have a red that qualifies, unfortunately, with my current rules. Yeah, I think the pink kind of ended up making a little bit more purple of a slightly different tone, and then it does come out in a few areas. Like there's a little area here, and there's a streak there, and there's a little cloud there, where you can kind of still see it as itself, but white, pink, and red might look like marbled steak. It would probably be really pretty, though. Hi, Maymay. Welcome. The dark brownie one with an orange and pink. Oh, interesting. Let me see what I have for oranges. I know I have a 1002 orange shimmer that could be interesting. Let me give you... Oh my God. I put things all over my keyboard here. Let me give you the cat while I grab that. He's being so good. He's doing such a good sleep. Okay, so this, if I did it with Chinoto and that pink, I feel like this one feels a little bit too cool. That one's a shimmer. I would still need to have a white in with it. This combination though is looking kind of nice. And then if I did a white to help add structure, these 5 together could be interesting. Let's try this out. It's an interesting idea. I'm gonna see if I can get rid of my little. There we go. We'll use this one. Okay. Yeah, it's an interesting combination. I feel like that could maybe work. It wouldn't have occurred to me to do orange. I didn't pull the orange because I was like, it's Valentine's Day. I'm not going to want to pull an orange, but it could maybe be like a sort of a little bit of an old-timey kind of Valentine's Day. A little rustic looking. All right, let's start with this snowy plover. We'll add a little of the orange, which I've forgotten the name of, from 1002. Copperhead Road is what it's called. I don't know why my brain forgot that for a moment. I think I want a little white. Because the Chinoto is technically a jelly, although she calls it a jelly. It's a crelly, but it's, I don't know, sort of, it's a fairly opaque crelly. And then a little bit of pink grasshopper. Let's see how this goes. Where'd my, oh, there it is. I wonder if we're going to just lose the orange. Kind of seems like it wants to. Oh, actually. I forgot that the pink grasshopper has sort of a bluish, the shimmer is more of a bluish color. But I'm not mad at it here. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. What do y'all think? I think it's kind of cute. I like what's happening around here, especially. I think this is a nice little quadrant here. All right. Any other tests that anyone wants to try before we... It kind of looks like ham, though. It's the blue shimmer in with the pink. With the ham-like orangey pink. Might need more of the dark colors. Yeah, maybe. We could try again with a slightly different balance. What does Musumbi need? What doesn't Musumbi need? That's the real question. All right, let's see here. Let's try again with a little different balance. Do more of the darker colors, the brown and the orange. And I might, I don't know, I might omit the pink grasshopper. Just because the blue shimmer in it, I think, is contributing to the ham look. I could be wrong, but... All right. I want to do a healthy dose of the orange this time. And then a little bit of pink. I mean white. I know how colors work. Yeah. Pink, I mean white. Okay. Here we go. It's definitely less hamish, I think. It looks more like a sort of orange agate, like this. So that's with the same thing as the other one, but with the pink grasshopper omitted. The ham with the blue shimmer is always the best ham, yeah. Oh, is he mad you were at work all day? I don't have a dark pink, unfortunately, that qualifies, Leo. I wish I did, but I don't. I do have like maybe I feel like I've got something that's kind of brown but not quite brown. Hang on. I feel like I've got something. No, it's too peachy. No, it's too peachy. It's peachier than I was remembering it. It won't help. Ham? Yeah, this one looked a little bit too much like ham. It's the same as this, but with a slightly different balance of polish and with one single polish removed, which is the one that has the blue shimmer in it that's making it really look like ham. Okay, so we think we like this one and this one best, I think, is what I'm hearing. I did see something blue. I saw a suggestion earlier. Maybe pond with the pastel blue and pink and then a darker color and one of the light shimmers. So hang on. Pond with a pastel blue, which is not really blue, but it's what you get. With pink. Not sure whether it would be better to do that one or that one. And then one of the light shimmers. So probably this. I think I would do... I don't know. I feel like you could go either way with this. I think I would probably do this one with this combo. Let's give that a try. Oh, the shimmer pink? That would leave only one creme stabilizing unless I also added a white. Or I could do the shimmer pink and the snowy plover. That would work. That actually is nice together. Let's try that. Let's try that. Okay, I won't add the white in that case. We'll give this a shot. I am once again running out of things. I think I'm going to... I'm going to steal the one that we have a double of. I'll steal the white version of it, the white back version of it. Because we already have another version of that. Are you going to peel nicely? Have you been sitting around long enough to peel nicely? Oh, yeah. Just barely. There we go. Okay. Spooky Mouse, did you hear the crickets? They did start chirping for a minute. They've been kind of off and on tonight. They were going like gangbusters earlier, but they seem to have quieted down a bit now. All right. We'll start with this loggerhead sea turtle from Dimension. Are these going to be decals? Yeah. So the question is, though, what are we going to do with them? I had a few ideas. Because there's a bunch of options. So one of the fun options could be to use either a hole punch, like I have a heart-shaped hole punch, or hand cut hearts out of them and affix them to nails with one of their dominant polish colors as the like base color. So I feel like that could be fun. And then another option would be to use different combos, like different fluid art combos, and like do the same kind of thing, but like have the heart have a fluid art heart on top of a fluid art base. We could stamp on top of fluid art. That's an option. We can hand paint on top of fluid art. There's a lot of things you can do. So it just sort of depends on what we want to do. I kind of like the idea of like maybe you could do, some nails that are fluid art background with a solid heart, and some that are a solid background with a fluid art heart. Something like that could be cute. I can already tell I want to eat this one. Oh my God, this is such a cute combo. Holy shit. Y'all, I want to lick this. If I couldn't smell it right now, I would be sorely tempted to lick it, but I can smell it, so I won't. Oh, this is adorable. I don't know if this is the most Valentine's-y one, but it is my favorite. So cotton candy. Hand cut hearts. Oh, you meant the cricket polish. Yeah. Pink grasshopper. Hand cut hearts on glitter base. Oh, interesting. That could be cute. I really like this. I like this so much. Regardless of Valentine's Day, I like this combination so much. This is adorable. Use this one for hearts. It is like melted ice cream. Totally. This with hand cut hearts over the top that are more vibrant pink. Like another fluid art that's got a more vibrant pink in it. Or like a solid color. Could be an option. It would be cute. I think it would be like, in terms of making a cohesive mani, I think the cutest idea would be to have some nails that are the, whatever the base is that we choose, whether it's this one or another one, have some that are the base of that, and then a solid shape or solid color heart, and some that are the inverse of that using the same colors, if that makes sense. Meme, Sonyo, stop fighting. You're both fucking cute. You're equally cute in different ways. Stop fighting in chat. Negative space decal with the hole punch. That would be a very easy way to do it. That would be the easiest way to do it. It would make for somewhat smallish. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, sorry. My brain just did a thing. Because when we were talking about this, I was thinking about like a single heart in the middle. But my heart punch is a little on the small side. It's not like ridiculously small, but it's a little small. Let me show you. Let me show you how big this thing punches. But what I could do is I could do multi. So that's how big the hole would be, or the heart would be, right? But like you could do one where it's like that's one nail and then the next nail has, come on. It doesn't want to come out. There it is. The next nail has the, oh my God, it just dropped onto. That was perfect. That was absolutely perfect. There we go. So the next nail would have, and now it's all wet, so I don't want to like put it on my fucking nail. Although I guess it's going to get covered, so whatever. So like one nail would have that in the middle. And the other nail would have that kind of thing, right? But you could also do it, instead of just having one heart, you could have like multiples. You could have multiples. You could do like a bunch of them. All right, look. Sonia, everyone's cute, okay? You're all fucking cute. I'm cute. The cat's cute. Everybody's cute. Nobody's as cute as the cats. As long as we're not arguing. No more arguing about who's cute. May, stop pretending you're not cute. Do multiples and then draw a little arrow through them. Like, what do you mean? I need you to be a lot more clear about what you mean. Because there's so many ways to interpret that. Mean like a row of hearts and then like one arrow that kebabs a bunch? Do you mean like hearts randomly scattered around and one arrow that woogles through them? Do you mean a bunch of hearts and then each one has its own arrow? Like Cupid arrow connecting the overlapping hearts. I don't know what hearts are overlapping. Ray, I don't know what your brain is doing. There's no hearts overlapping in any of the things that I have suggested. Sometimes y'all's brains are not like my brain. And I don't know what you're trying to tell me. I'm sure it's a good idea. I just don't know what it is. We're going to take a Timony break while I have some water. And Ray tries to figure out. Oh, she posted a picture in Discord. Okay. You can look at Timony while I try and figure out what the fuck Ray is saying. Okay. I see. Punch two hearts, lay them slightly overlapped, and then put an arrow through it. I gotcha. That's an option. That could be cute. So I think pretty much everybody here is in the Discord. Maybe not everybody though. So let me actually just grab that and bring it into Safari and then show everyone what we're talking about here. That's what she's talking about. So that's an option. But the other option is just to like have, either one central heart per, where some of them are negative and some of them are positive. And then another option is to have scattered hearts where some of them are negative and some of them are positive. Or we could do a mix. Make the hearts look like cat butts. What? Like with tails and a butthole? What are we doing? Definitely the negative one. You think that would be fun. Heart confetti. Yeah. I'd be making my own heart confetti in that case. It could also be like, one nail has the two overlapping with the arrow through it and the others are different things. That could be kind of cute. Have like one nail where it's the two hearts with the arrow through it, and then, this nail could be like fluid art with the negative space, a few scattered hearts. We could actually just have basically each nail be a slightly different design. All right. So the other thing is, which color do we want to go with? Which color combination do we want to go with? Because we want to do one mix for all of them. And I have to probably prepare several. Gonna have to prepare several of the decals for it. The decals. The decals. So what do y'all think? What are you feeling? We have a bunch of options. One, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and 5. And I don't know how I feel about this one, but we'll call it 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the one with the orange in it. 5, 6. And we're choosing one that is your top pick, because I'm only going to use one colorway for the whole thing. So I'm only going to be paying attention to your top choice. We're not mix and matching. So far I'm counting. Sassy has voted for number 1. Mei has voted for number 1. Najwa has voted for number 2. And Ray has voted for, she's corrected to number 5. So just vote for one of them. That's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. This is number 1. It's turquoise and baby pink. The 2 purples are number 5 and number 6. I would do a poll, but I can't. It's too many options. Okay, so Sassy's voting for number 5. Ray is voting for number 5. So we got 2 votes for the purple. We've got 2 votes for number 3 here. We got 1 vote for number 1. That's another vote for number 3. All right. I think I'm going to call it at number 3 because that's the one that's got the most votes. That's this one here. Okay, so I'm going to need to peel up some of these babies so that I have some more room to work with. When Didymus, I vote all of them. That's not how voting works. We're using the much maligned first past the post system here. Pink and green have you in a chokehold. Then why did you vote for number 3? Number 1 has the most green in it. Number 2 has the second most green in it. It's not my problem. People voting against your own interests. Ah! That one's not dry. Should have done rank order. Yeah, well. Justin promised he was going to change it, and he didn't. Damn liberals. Something just fell, and I don't know what it was. A specific shade of green, aka that shimmer. I don't know how much you're going to see that shimmer on my nails. It depends on what color I have the background as. So that's the next thing we got to decide is what color am I doing the background of my nails? Because that's going to make a difference to how the shimmer will show up. Because, of course, it won't look like this unless I put it over black. Gosh, I'm going to keep this one because I really like this combo. I'm going to do something with that later. You don't know what's going on, but you agree with everything? I would expect nothing less, Sonia. When Didymus, you are more than welcome to not be paying attention. I am perfectly happy to be your background noise. As long as you're having a good time, I'm happy. The dark brown behind this, that could be interesting. Let me peel this. Actually, I should set up more of them so that they have a chance to dry a bit before I start doing anything else. Oof! Oh my god, that child is being so cute. I wonder if I can slightly adjust the angle without him waking up and leaving. See a little bit more of his face. He's so smushy. Okay, let's see. What did we use for this? We used oversized bow. We used cracked, crinkled linens. We certainly used, was it this one? Cushion Sea Star? Or was it Blue Sea Star? It was Cushion Sea Star. And did we use another one, or was it just those three? I think it might have been, hang on. No, it looks like, oh, there's some pink underwing in this. That's what it is. Okay. His little back beans have been a bit dry with the dry weather. And so I got a little bottle of, I just like poured some pure jojoba oil into a little 5 milliliter nail polish bottle that I had kicking around that had never been used. And so when he's fast asleep and near where that bottle is downstairs, I'll just like put a little bit of jojoba oil on his little beans. Seems to be helping. Okay, so let us begin. So yeah, we could do all of this over Chinoto. We could try it over maybe a black. We could try it over the pink. There's a few different options we can go with. I'm going to put more dots since I've made a larger pool this time. What I'll probably do is just peel that first one while we're waiting for all the others to dry and just show it over top of different bottles so that you can get a sense of what it would look like over top of those. You're a silly girl, you're going to go lurk now? All right, have fun. You're always a silly girl, but sometimes you do got to clean. Is a tragedy. I'm already dreading. My mom and stepdad are supposed to be coming to visit in the spring. I don't even know when exactly. I think they're talking about like May or something, and I'm already dreading having to clean. It's like, it's not going to be the usual level of cleaning. It's going to be like mom is coming cleaning, which is a very different type of cleaning. She will look behind the toilet to find out if the back of the toilet is clean. Which I just think is unnecessary. All right. Pull this out. Yeah, mom is coming cleaning is the worst cleaning. It so is. You did a minimal mani today? What qualifies as a minimalist mani? I don't think I saw it. I mean, not what qualifies as one, but what qualifies as one for you, because I feel like everyone has a different idea of that. Clean those baseboards. She won't be impressed. She won't be impressed if I clean the baseboards. She'll just not complain about dusty baseboards. It's the bare minimum. Okay. I'll set that one aside. Do another one. Yeah. Yeah, she'll 100% find the dust on top of the door frame. And she won't say anything, is the thing. She won't say anything. But I'll know, and she'll know that I know. And then she'll go and start cleaning something. Last time she was here, I managed to distract her by giving her all of my potted plants that desperately needed to be repotted. And I just set her to work on those. And so she had a good time repotting every single plant in the house. And scolding me about letting them get that bad. And you know, a few of them are going to need repotting again, because that was the year before last, and they haven't been repotted again, so... If someone wants to spend their free time cleaning my house, so be it. No. No. No, that's not going to happen. When she was younger, maybe, but not these days. Yeah. Okay. Your mom's job when she comes over is redoing all your outdoor planters? Yeah, my mom would love that. Maybe I can get her to weed the garden. Watch, my mom will be fucking lurking in this chat. She's like probably lurking the video. I heard what you said. Okay, this one turned out nicely. I like this one. This one's good. That void in the middle didn't get any of the topper, though. I mean, can I add a tiny little bit of the topper to just that spot? Well, is that cheating? Oh well, I've done it anyway. Yeah. Yeah, the weeding truly never ends. Do I need one more? I might need one more. Let's do one more just to be on the safe side. I have lots to choose from. I like to have plenty to choose from. Yeah, Sassy, I can send her over to your place to clean if you'd like. You have a 4-day weekend and plan on spending it all in the garden weeding? That sounds awful. It's going to be interesting this year because, our native garden just went in this past summer. So we're definitely going to have a bunch of weeds coming in from stuff that was planted out there before, and some of the local shitty invasive plants that we're trying to force out. But we don't actually have a site map that tells us what was planted in our yard for some reason. They had one when they were planting it. I remember seeing it, and somehow we don't actually have one. So we're not sure exactly what's where in our yard, which is going to make weeding a little bit extra challenging. So it's going to be like, wait, what's over here? What is this? I think I'll go this way. So yeah, we'll have to, I don't know, probably I can get a map from them, but I haven't. Yeah, I'm not doing funfetti. The hole punch for the hearts is in a weird size range where it's not quite big. It's not quite small enough to do a proper funfetti mani. But it's like a little bit too small to just have like one really sort of proper statement heart in the middle without doing anything else. Tell her I don't pay. You also need to replant some of the more tender things. So here's my plan for replanting. I have a plan. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I have a plan. My plan is I have seed packets for a bunch of native plants for our region. If we have any areas of our garden where stuff does not come in properly, I'm just throwing all the seed packets together and strewing it around the whole yard. That's it. That's what I'm doing. Let it fend for itself. I mean, it's all the same plants. It's just, and part of the goal is for the plants, you know, because they're natives, to just go to seed and replant themselves, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. If anything died off, it's just getting randomly seeded with something. I'm just gonna blow my nose real quick. Hang on. Okay. Now, where's that original? Here we are. So I'm going to peel this and show it against some different backgrounds so we can decide what color we want. Which means I have to switch away from Little Timony Cricket. Okay, so one of the suggestions was to put it over the dark brown, which is Chinoto, which would be a little something like this. Probably not exactly like this, of course. Can't completely replicate it by putting it up against the side of the polish bottle, but get at least a sense of what it'll look like if we put it against there. Another option is to use the pink that is in it. And again, this is not exactly what it would look like, but it is similar to what it would look like. So you're not going to get as much of the like blue-green shimmer. We could do it over white. Again, you're not going to get a whole lot of the blue-green shimmer. We could do it over like a pale greenish blue. Yeah, we have more choices to make. Come on, y'all. There's that Chinoto. That's the one that's going to bring out the blue-green shimmer the best. We could do it over the pond one. Whatever one we choose as our base is also going to be the color So it will be the color that peeks through in the little holes, but it will also be the color of the hearts on the negative space ones. Cat likes it best over this. It does show the shimmer nicely over this. It's still nice and light, and it will match pretty. And in fact, for the negative space, I could, in theory, do the that shimmer over the blue. It is like a pastel version of my hair. Meme, you mean you want the polish itself, Chinoto? Or you want us to do it over Chinoto? Or both? That's how it's spelled. It's a beverage. Yeah, I do think the teal would have been better with the purple. I agree. Your vote is Chinoto? I think the Chinoto is a nice choice. I think either of these would work really well, but I do think the Chinoto is a nice choice. Okay. All right. Seems like everyone is pretty well, or most people are pretty well agreed that Chinoto is going to be the base for this. So we will start painting on the Chinoto base and get that done while the others dry. You can see my my thumbnail repair. There's the press on has been slowly degrading from acetone exposure, so I've been filing it down, or like buffing it down to smooth it out so it doesn't make too much of a ridge. There's always going to be a little bit of a ridge there, but... And yeah, we will need a couple of coats of the Chinoto, because she is a crelly. The cracked crellies, I think it's interesting the discourse. There's discourse. There's always discourse. There's like people who are like, oh my God, the cracked crellies are the best. They're the best thing ever. I love them so much. They're so perfect. And then there's the people that are like, I don't know. They're not that good. I don't know how I feel about them. They're kind of blotchy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I think there are two kinds of people who have very different styles for application. And if you are in Group A application, you probably really hate these jellies. And if you're in Group B application, you probably really love these jellies. But it's very funny to me when people are like fighting over whether a brand is the best or the worst at something, or like could it possibly be that they're somewhere in between, and like maybe it just depends on how you apply things. No, everyone else is the one who is wrong. Can't possibly be me. You can't have nuance. No nuance allowed. Humans are great. Anyway, I think these jellies are fine. They're fine. They don't make me angry, but I don't love them. They're fine. I think probably some of it depends on your climate as well. That is very, very true. A lot of polishes apply quite differently. And this, so the region I'm in gets super hot and humid in the summertime and extremely dry in the wintertime. Now, it doesn't usually get as cold here as it does in Toronto, although it certainly has been the last little while. But it definitely gets as dry. And so I definitely notice a difference in how my polish applies and how quickly it dries and everything. You've seen swatchers overwork a polish like crazy and it still looks amazing, but if you do that, you're redoing the nail. Yeah. I can't continue to work a polish like ever in any climate. I find that I'm very much like, if I try and go past 3 swipes, it's going to be a problem for me. And I don't know how much of that is just, my hands. Who knows? But yeah, the people who like apply with, 20 little tiny strokes, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that. And I don't know how you make some polishes work. And maybe you just don't make those kinds of polishes work, because there's definitely polishes I've used where if I go back in for like 1 extra stroke past my standard 3, I'm dragging. And that's with me floating. So it can be challenging. For my thumb, it's usually 1 in the center, 1 on each side. And then I don't go back for more. It's hard for you to paint when it's humid. Yeah, I think part of it is like, I think you develop the technique that works for you in your environment, and then if you change environment, you tend to struggle. You try not to go past 5 strokes on your medium length tips. Yeah, 3 for my thumbnail. Sometimes with my other nails, I can get away with 2, especially like my pinky and my index. I can often get away with 2. But there's like a little tiny... Oh, you know what? That's from when I got that other piece stuck on there. I think I got a little bit of lint from the Q-tip stuck on the nail. Yeah, my nails aren't like huge, but they're certainly not small. Trying to like float enough that I'm not gonna need more than 3 coats. This nail is gonna be the jankiest because it's got the, you can, I think you can see the unevenness on the nail surface with a jelly like this. It sinks into the cracks. You struggle less when you make sure your polish is properly thinned. Yeah, that can be true, Kat, but it's not always. Like, sometimes it's not the thinness, it's the formula, right? Hey, Ashley, welcome back. Or welcome, I guess. You weren't here earlier. You're just here for the first time now. Thinner is always the answer sounds religious. Yeah. It is often the answer. It is not always the answer. Sometimes you just have a bad formula or weird conditions or, a formula that doesn't like the way that you're applying stuff. Not all formulas are created equal. I have certainly had polishes where I've been like, ooh, this is a difficult formula, and I have added some thinner and it's fixed it. But I've had others where it's been a difficult formula and I've added some thinner and it has done fucking nothing to help it. It's just thinner. It's a thinner shitty. Sometimes it goes from shitty to thin shitty. Yeah, some of them just drag. Yeah, I really like this shade. It's a really pretty color. It's nice cuz like it feels like a brown, but it's not really a brown. Yeah, you can't fix a bad formula, but you can absolutely fix a too thick formula. What color is this? This is Chinoto from Cracked. I'm just hanging it upside down for a moment because I find with cracked jellies, if I lay them on just a little bit thick on the second coat and then turn my fingers upside down, they settle a little nicer. Not just cracked, a lot of formulas, I find they settle a little nicer if you do this. Yeah. Yeah, with reflective, it makes every formula too thick and therefore fixable with thinner. That is unfortunately not always the case. I find sometimes like jelly-based shimmers can get this gluiness to them that isn't always fixed with thinner. Sometimes some of them it's adding thinner just makes it thinner without fixing the weird uneven gluiness of it. Yeah, it's a gel hack. It's 100% a gel hack that I've just repurposed. You just bought a bunch of Cracked on Black Friday. One of them's called Chokeberry, and it is similar but darker jelly. I don't think I've seen Chokeberry. I like that this is like kind of somewhere between a brown and a red. Yeah, you don't buy the kinds of formulas that we're really talking about. Okay, I think this is a decent base for what we're going to do. Now, obviously, because the thumb is janky, the thumb is going to be one that's going to have, that's going to be mostly covered with the fluid art. The pinky nail is also a little janky for the same reason. And so that one is going to be covered mostly, I think. Although with the pinky, I could probably get away with just like strategically placing a bunch of hearts over the janky areas. I like the idea of doing the two hearts aligned with the arrow through them as like maybe my middle nail. What if I did the two hearts on the middle nail where those hearts are the fluid art punched out hearts, and the negative on here where the fluid art is the background and the two hearts are the part that has been punched out, and I can still paint the arrow through them. Do we think that would work? Am I making sense? To remind y'all, that's the two hearts with the arrow through them. I would just have to paint the arrow on. I think that could be kind of cute to have these two be mirrors of each other. And then maybe these two here could have the fluid art base with just a bunch of heart-shaped holes out of them. And then this one could be the heart-shaped holes glued on. I think we can start with the thumb and middle and then make decisions as we go along. I do need to think about how I want to. So we're going to have one heart that's a punch out. I want to make sure that the punch out is in an area where I have some color. And then the second one has to overlap it slightly. So we want it to be like a little up, and a little to the right, and just a little bit overlapping. I'm trying to align it nicely. Yeah. And then I can actually use a little liner brush to like add the overlap, just the curve and the arrow. So this would go on my thumb. And then the two cutouts would go in the middle of my middle nail. If I can get the other cutout out. Preferably without fucking up my nails or the cutout. This is the problem with using these cutters with nail polish, because nail polish has a tendency to be just a tiny bit tacky at the edges when you cut it. All right. Now I think I probably want to do a little bit of sticky base here. You gonna go read more of your book? You're reading Nobody's Girl. I don't know what that one is. But I wish you good night, and I hope that you enjoy your reading time. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with us. I will post photos on the Discord, probably tonight or tomorrow. I'm not sure when I'm going to post them. I might not post the actual finished result until actual Valentine's Day on Instagram, because I have not done any other Valentine's nails and probably won't. This is very likely to be my only Valentine's Day look. I just want to make sure this is reasonably dry, because with 2 layers of jelly underneath, if the quick dry base doesn't get to the right level of tackiness, I can very easily end up with a squishy base. Okay. I think we're good. Oh gosh, I hope that's centered. It's not quite. But we're just gonna have to roll with it. It's close enough. Close enough. Actually, it was reasonably centered. Not bad. Okay. Should you do a Valentine's mani? I mean, do you want to do a Valentine's mani? What if you did an anti-Valentine's mani? That's also an option. You can do some cute rage hearts or some Galentine's Day hearts or non-hearts, some kind of Galentine's Day mani. You can do whatever you want. You can ignore the entire day. You're allowed. There's a eh and then a ooh, and I don't know which one refers to what, so. With the lag, I don't even remember what I said. I mean, I remember approximately what I said, but not in what order. I like to do like a little bit of a nod to the day because it's kind of fun and you can do some cute nails, and it's always good to have like just some cute nails for an occasion. But I also just have never really cared deeply about Valentine's Day. I don't feel like it's an important holiday for me. It never really has been. Friday the 13th, Galentine's Day, Manny. I like that idea. Anti-Valentine's Day does sound like a fun idea for... I love when my single friends are just like wholeheartedly embracing the anti-Valentine's Day or the Galentine's Day things. Just like, fucking make it about whatever you want to make it about. You're allowed. You don't have to do what Hallmark tells you. You don't have to care about what Hallmark tells you to care about. Okay, I gotta be careful because I'm like gonna end up accidentally stretching this, and I do not want to do that. So I think I'm going to cut. I don't usually like to cut, but I'm a little concerned that if I try to do the stretch that I normally do, I'm just gonna stretch the hearts out of shape in the middle. I really don't want to do that. Okay. Ah, shit. Yeah. I did stretch it just a touch, unfortunately. All right, that's okay. We got it. It's going to be fine. Oh, Morticia and Gomez tribute would be so cute. That would be so cute for Friday the 13th. I love that idea. You and your husband accidentally went out on Galentine's Day last year, decided you were just friends for the date. I mean, if you can't be friends with your spouse, what are you even doing? Okay. We're getting there, y'all. We're getting there. Okay. Ah! Shit. Did you see what I just did? Fuck. Gonna have to make sure I strategically place my my decal on this nail so that it does not overlap that. Because apparently I'm a dang idiot. Anyway, this is cute though. So what I'm thinking is, should I like put a tiny little line here to like delineate between the two hearts. I probably should, right? If I'm going to do the arrow between them. And then the arrow would be like in either white or pink, going here and then here, and then Chinoto probably on the outsides of that. I think that could be cute. Okay, I think I want to use the pink for the little edging bit, because if the arrow is going to be white, then I want the pink to be easily distinguishable from that. So we will do a thin line here. Messed it up slightly, but not too bad, so we'll call it a win. And then in white, it's certainly not a Peggy stream if I don't ding my nails. Okay, and then we want to do the arrow is going to go from the center to the center. So I want to make sure I continue approximately that line. And I already messed it up slightly, but that's okay. Oh my God. Okay, there we go. Whew. Okay, and then Chinoto for the part that extends past. I might need a couple of layers of the Chinoto. I might need to do it a couple of times to like get the density that I need for the color. Okay, now do I want the arrow head on this side? I think so. Okay. You know, it might have been smarter to use a creme for this part rather than the jelly, but all right, we'll leave it at that for the moment, and then get that part in. You gotta have the little feathers on the edge, right? I've done only the tiniest bit of archery in my life, but I think you definitely have to have the feather. All right, let's do a second little coat up here. Make sure we have decent color density. Try not to fuck it up too badly. There we go. Okay. We have our first little heart nail done. Do we got a little cricket stretch? Do you do a cute little stretchies? He's so smushed. Look at his little smush face. What a cutie. Okay. Back to it, because holy heck, y'all. We're like so far into the stream and we've hardly got anything done. There we go. For a second I thought I lost one of my thingies there. All right, so for this one, I'm going to do... Of course, the middle and thumb will be the most time-consuming of the nails. The other nails will not take quite as long. You voted for a 3-hour stream. You did. I know you did. You definitely intended for that to happen, so that's fine. It's completely fine. Hopefully my my other thingies will be dry fast enough that I can peel them soon. I think we should be good. Feels like they're mostly good. Okay, so where's my forceps? There they are. So we'll do, let's see, that was the second one that goes, it's got to get flipped. There's like a tiny little dangly bit on the side that I just want to get off. There we go. Okay, so this one is, oh, but the thingy is the wrong way. Interesting. I'm just going to have to make sure that they really hug each other. All right. And then you just want to decide which side is top. All right. Took you forever to get your stamps picked up with non-stamping polish, despite testing that polish ages ago. Sometimes it's the stamper. Sometimes you need to thin the polish out a little. Sometimes the polish is too thin. Sometimes you need to just clean your stamper. Sometimes it's just the fucking day. Yeah, see, this is going to be... slightly wrong because they're supposed to be overlapping differently according to the other one. Now, these ones could just be a different overlap, and then I could just pretend that that's supposed to be that way. Because here's the thing. I decided on this one that the nail in that side was over top. And here, the way that they fit together, the nail that's down, or the part that's down there is on top. So I have to decide whether I'm okay with that. And I just want to have the arrow going in a different direction. So I could have the arrow going down that way instead. Cricket changed. The baby. You've decided I'm okay with it? All right. Sounds good. All right. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I am. You're right, Sassy. You're right to say that I'm okay with it, because I totally am. It's fine. Okay, so same kind of thing. I'm gonna just make that. I probably could have just like fucking left that little bit of space there, but whatever. We're doing it. We committed to that part, now we're committing to this part. Everything is fine. Okay. Yes, everyone oil your nails. If you haven't oiled them recently, oil them now. I oil before stream, always. Always, always, always. Katya, hello. Why are you even awake? What is happening? That's crazy. It's crazy that you're awake right now. Okay, let's see here. We're going to go this way. It's going to be like this. And then it's going to be like this. Approximately. Okay. Okay. We got this, y'all. We got this. We got this. And you know, this is the most complicated nail that we're doing. These two, the thumb and the middle nail, are the most complicated nails that we're doing for this. The other nails are going to be a breeze compared to these two nails. Because these ones, they needed alignment, they needed hand painting, there were decisions to be made. The other ones, not going to have to deal with any of that shit. It's going to be easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. Or something. Okay. We got that. There's just a tiny little thing here that's just annoying me ever so slightly. Just enough to make me want to do something about it. Okay, and then the rest of the arrow as it extends out. Your new goal is to go to work at 7 a.m. and leave by 3 p.m. That seems horrifying to me, but I understand the appeal of leaving by 3 p.m. The being there that early, though, oof. Not for me. Definitely not for me. I need, this is just not a good, this is not a good position. Peggy, why are you like this? Oh, God. It's fine. It's fine. See, I chose my biggest nails to do this with, and it's still just barely enough space. Okay. Oof. Oh. All right. Well, it doesn't really look like a feather on the end of there, but that's fine. It's still cute. Getting out of bed in the dark is too hard. Oh, yeah. If I lived someplace that has, like, the freaking 12 hours of darkness, I would just fucking die. Sorry, Katya. I think you probably have maybe not 12 hours, but many hours of darkness for parts of your year. Okay. Next. Let's see. This one has a lot of white. I think I like this one the way it's mingled a little better. This one also has some nice swirling. I think I'm going to see if this one will peel. Being there that early means there's less stuff happening, so you're less frantic. Yeah, I could see that. I understand the appeal. And I've had jobs like that. Like I used to work actually at a Starbucks and did a lot of opening shifts. And so I was commuting at 5 a.m. And there's something to be said for, not having to fight any traffic and getting to work, and there's like 2 other people there and they don't want to talk any more than you do. And you're just silently working and nobody wants to interact that much. There's something to be said for that. It's not bad. Jesus fucking Christ. In December, you have 3 hours of light. Oh, Christ. Yeah, actually, you can settle into your night owl lifestyle, but during the day. I mean, honestly, like, Brian half the time gets out of bed. If he doesn't have a meeting in the morning, he'll sleep until like 2 p.m. easily, sometimes 4. And in the wintertime, yeah, that means he's seeing, 3 or less hours of light. So, I mean, I guess it's not that different. All right, let's see here. So this is going to be, I'm actually going to cut this in. Well, no, you know what? I won't. I'm just going to think about how I want to do this. So I want maybe like this area. I kind of like this area. Sorry, I'm going off. I think maybe this area. And I want to be careful that I don't have hearts in that slash area that I had. So I think I will do like a little here and here. Ow! I just dropped my scissors on my foot. Point side down. Freaking tiny little nail scissors just dropped right on my ankle. Okay. All right, so if that's there and that's like there and there, do I have room for a third one? Not really, eh? It's pretty much just going to be like 2. I guess I could do a partial over here. I don't know. I kind of like it just like that, though. I think it might be cute with just 2. So, like, the top of the nails around here. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Where did I put... here it is. I need to, like, close these bottles now. Otherwise, I'm going to end up dumping them. Yeah, people who work night shifts don't get to see daylight for days on end. Yeah, that makes sense. You love breakfast, so you always get up with the light, but you prefer doing stuff at night when it's calm and quiet. I love breakfast too, but you can have breakfast anytime you want. It doesn't have to be in the morning. You're allowed to have breakfast anytime. You can have breakfast at 8 p.m. if you want to have breakfast at 8 p.m. You can have breakfast at midnight. No one can stop you. Not only can no one stop you, but no one especially wants to stop you, to be totally honest. That's nobody's priority. I think I'm going to see if I can peel this one and use this for the other. So I'm thinking the same thing maybe for this nail that I'm doing on the index. We'll finish the index and see how we feel about it, but I think that might be what I want to do. Also, before I put this on, I'm just going to do a tiny little... There's like some slight roughness around the edges that I noticed on the other ones when I placed them, you can see it on my thumbnail. There's just a tiny little bit of roughness around the edges of the cutout. And I feel like I just want to clean that up a tiny bit with some acetone. Like, I don't need it to be perfect. I just think it's going to look nicer if it's not quite so rough. All right. Let's see. I gotta get it right the first time here, because it's gonna really stick. Okay. Oh boy. The silence of concentration. It's trying so hard not to fuck this up. It's like extra challenging with the cutouts in there. Yeah, pre-made crepes exist. You can buy crepes in the frozen food section, which is kind of wild, but I mean, we live in magical times, honestly. I do wonder how well they heat up. But even if it's like not perfect, it's probably better than no crepes at all. Just at a guess. I do like crepes. I haven't had crepes for a little while. My brain, of course, being my brain, likes to call them crepes. Said exactly like that. Crepe. I'm not sorry. Y'all should know by now. You should know by now what you're getting into with me. Okay, there we go. And then this side. Oof. Oh, I gotta be so careful. Thank you, Sassy. Thank you for the cheerleading. I appreciate it. I feel like I'm struggling, but that's okay. Okay, we got that part. One of your good friends has them on hands at all times. Yeah, you really gotta get the good sort of crusty guttural roll happening when you say the word crepe. Because it's fun that way. For no other reason. It's just because it's fun. It's fun to say. Cricket moved again. He's got a little smush face again. Such a good boy. I'm just cleaning up here, so you're not missing much. I think that 2 hearts was correct for this. I could have snuck in a 3rd heart, but I like it with just 2. I think it's cute. I might try to do a 3rd heart on the ring finger, because that nail is just a tiny bit bigger than my index. I feel like it can feel like it can handle just a tiny bit more design on it without feeling sort of overwhelmed. Ugh, freaking cat hair. Every time. There's always a ding-dang cat hair. All right. There we go. That one worked pretty well, and you can't even tell that I dinged it, which is nice. The ding has been completely obliterated. All right. Canonically the correct pronunciation? Yeah. Listen, I took French. I know what I'm talking about. So do we want to do the ring nail the same as we did the index? Or do we want to do... So if I did the ring nail the same as the index, and then I would do the pinky with just like the little pasted on hearts that got cut out. I feel like that would be cute. I think that's the way I'm leaning toward, because then it kind of balances a little bit, where you've got, you know, alternating with the two that are the background is fluid art, and then the two where the foreground is fluid art. You kind of want heart glitter. I think that's a very reasonable desire. Are you going to let go? No, you're not going to let go. I got two little heart glitters stuck in here, two little heart cutouts stuck in here. There we go. They stuck to each other. Flu dart. You took French for 5 years? Yeah, I had to take it. I don't remember what year we started taking it. I definitely remember taking it grade 8, 9, 10, 11. But I'm not sure before that. I can't recall when it started. I think this would be good. Or... No, I like this area here. All right. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So we will go... One. Trying to decide how I want to randomize them here. 2, and then if those two are there and there, then a third one like here. Yeah. 4th grade if you were in York Region. I mean, that sounds right. I wouldn't have been in York Region at that time. I would have been like Campbellford. Grade 4, 5, and 6 I was in Campbellford. But like, I don't think that they were doing anything really significantly different. Certainly I don't recall having to play a lot of catch up when I moved to the Toronto area. And I don't recall having to move to, or having to play a lot of catch up in Kingston either, so. Grades 4 to 9. Yeah, I didn't have to do grade 10 and 11, but I did. Because I was taking, in grade 9, I was taking grade 10 French as in, like an advanced elective thing. And then in grade 10, I took, so grade 8, I took grade 9 French. Grade 9, I took grade 10 French. Grade 10, I took grade 11 French. And yet, how much French do I speak? Almost zero. There's like, I have a handful of words and phrases that I know and am like reasonably comfortable with. But oh my goodness, it's bad. It's bad. I am almost completely incapable of, I certainly can't have a conversation in French. Not even close. I have like what I call shampoo bottles French, basically. Shampoo bottle French is like the French that you learn from, having it on all your packaging. Yeah, conjugating verbs. Oof. Oof. Plus the way they taught it, I don't know how it was when you were in school, Ray, since you're a little younger. But when I was in school, it was like not, there wasn't a lot of focus on conversation. Like they didn't seem to actually be concerned about your ability to have actual conversations with real living human beings. It was just reciting, conjugating verbs just over and over again, and no conversation practice. Drugstore French, yeah. You learned Japanese, and by the time you went to Japan, you remembered nothing? Yeah. Yeah, I took a little bit of Mandarin years ago. I did a little bit with Pimsleur, just like the like recordings that you listen to. And then I did 1 year. I did first year university Mandarin in my 4th year of biology, of a biology degree. I took it as like just for fun, which is not, I don't recommend this. Do not try to pick up a new language that way in your final year when you're also doing a thesis project, and like, no, don't. It's bad. Especially in a language where you have to also learn an entire new writing system alongside. And in fact, we learned both traditional and simplified characters. It's like, I don't recommend it. It's not the way to learn Mandarin. I mean, the class itself was great. The class was great, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it was too much trying to learn it that way. It was brutal. And literally the only reason why I passed was because the prof, she took me into her office and she was like, "Listen, I know that you're in your 4th year and you're not intending to go forward with any kind of like, Asian language studies or like language, or any Asian studies within the university. This is your first and last stop on this journey, in terms of academia. Just do your best. Just do your best." It was like before the final exam. I had tried hard all year and I was super struggling. So she was just, do your best. You're going to be okay. You're not going to not be able to graduate because of this class as long as you do your best. Bless her. She was just the sweetest. She was the absolute sweetest. So I went in there and I did my best, and oh boy, my best was nowhere near good enough, but she passed me anyway. I also did a lot of like extra credit things with her. Like we did we did a local TV station that does Chinese language programming for Lunar New Year. We did a little concert for them and we all sang. This is our fucking first year Mandarin class, just struggling, trying to sing A couple of songs actually we did, and a little choreography and stuff. It was cute. But anyway, I participated in all of that shit. So she passed me. You call it restaurant level. You can order at a restaurant, but that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So the funny thing is, like, the pronunciation with Mandarin, I have no trouble with. If it's written in pinyin, I can pronounce it. And if you give me tones, I'm good. But I can't construct. I can't construct sentences. I've forgotten almost all of it. And yeah, reading it is a whole other level. Reading and writing Chinese characters is a whole study in and of itself. What song they made you sing? So there were two songs. One was like a popular. I can't remember what it. I can't remember it at all. Except I know that it was like a popular like love song by that has been done by a lot of like a number of different artists, and you would definitely know it if you are at all in the Mandarin speaking Chinese community. I assume that there's probably other versions of it as well out there, but it's like the kind of song that your mom would know. I can't remember. Some kind of a love song. The other one was Gong Xi Gong Xi Gong Xi Ni Gong Xi Gong Xi Gong Xi Ni. I can't remember. It was like, I just remember that part. Like, just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So there we were, and then they tried to interview us afterwards. They tried to interview us on fucking TV for this shit. And I was like, oh no. My Mandarin is not strong enough to be interviewed, friends. It is the right time of year to be singing that one, and I know that you know it. And I apologize to you and everybody who had to hear that. But that's the only part of it that I remember. I know there's a bunch more, but I don't remember the rest of it. That's all I got. English is easy only because there's so much media. Yeah, that makes sense. It's probably super, super easy to find stuff to listen to and watch at like pretty much every reading level, because boy, do we ever like to swamp the world with it. I feel like a lot of people similarly learn Japanese via anime, which seems like as good a way as any to learn it, as long as you're not confining yourself to a single type of anime. Because then you could be pretty restricted. 谢谢. Cricket stretch. Let me see her. Your struggle with German was not finding anything you could listen to with English subtitles. That makes so much sense. Most people think their English is way better than it actually is, though, because of media. Sure, but let's be real. Most people who speak English as a first language, who learned it right here in North America from babies, cannot speak it. So, that's probably why. Because the English that you're learning from media is not proper English. Yeah, I can't roll my R's at all. It's impossible. I can get some good saliva in the back of my throat. I can get a good guttural noise, but I cannot roll anything. All right. So the last nail We're gonna do I'm just gonna basically glue on some random hearts. Should I just do one in the middle, or should I do a couple in a couple of different spots? I feel like this one's kind of uneven, so maybe it's a good idea to like, cause this is, I have like a disintegrating press on here. So would it be better, do we think, to like, oh my God. Cause here's the thing, my pinky nail is fairly small. Do I want to do like one over here and one up here? Or do I want to just do one in the middle and call it? What do we think? Do we want one in the middle? Or do we want like one here that will be partly off and one like up here? So it's like the inverse of the index, basically. Broken heart on the pinky? That's kind of a cute idea. I could just cut it. Then I would want to center it for sure if it was going to be that. That's a cute idea. I like that idea. All right, let me see which heart I want to use for it. Not that one. That one's a little bit too boring. Oh, I like this one. This one's a good one. Okay. I could paint the break instead of cutting. That would probably be easier, but when have you ever known me to do the easy thing? Let's be real. I'm not doing the easy thing. All right. I'm gonna do how do I want to do it? This way, this way, this way? Yeah. Okay. Go this way. And then come on. This way. And then we just turn the whole thing around. Because otherwise it's going to be too hard to do. Oh my God. Okay. We got this, y'all. We got this. We got this. We got this. It's fine. Oh. I didn't quite get all the way through. Okay. All right, we got it. We did it. We have performed heart surgery. You making coffee? I would love some coffee. I also do fresh ground before my cup of coffee, and I use an AeroPress because I am fancy. Whip up a batch of muffins? Perfect. Thank you. What kind of muffins are you making? You use a French press? Yeah. So if I was doing coffee for more than just me, I would use a French press. But AeroPress is basically a French press that just does one cup. Isn't it the reverse of heart surgery if you're cutting it? I defy you to do heart surgery without cutting the heart. Blueberry muffins. Someone play? Someone play what? Heck, I hit send. May May, are you getting sleepy? Are you a sleepy girl? Are you struggling? Okay. Get that one placed. And then we'll leave a wee gap. And place the other one. Perfect. And by perfect, I mean good enough. All right. Now, I have a feeling that probably if I don't put a seal glaze on this, this white is going to streak. So I'm going to put seal glaze on it. Someone play You Give Love a Bad Name. That's a bit of a blast from the past. All right, seal glaze, and then we will do the top coat. Now, here's another question. Matte or gloss? I'm kind of feeling matte for this. What do y'all think? I feel like matte would be super cute with this. We'll kind of give it like just a little bit of like a Candy Hearts vibe because of the coloring. You think I should add hollow? I'm not adding hollow. Just because I don't want to add anything else. I'm ready to be done. I have to pee and I'm hungry. I have to pee and I'm hungry and I want to play Skyrim. Matte for all the negative ones, gloss for all the solid background. What? Matte for the negative ones. So you'd say glossy for these two and matte for the others? Sassy just singing some fucking You Give Love a Bad Name. Amazing. I guess I have to use that song when I post this. Glossy for 2, matte for 3. Interesting. That could maybe work. Or I could do them glossy and then mattify just the fluid art parts. I'm not adding hollow, Sassy. May, you just want matte? Yes, please do what? the thing I suggested where it's every nail is part matte and part gloss, so that all the fluid art parts are matte and all of the Chinoto parts are gloss. Just matte for the fluid art is ideal. Yeah, I think that would be kind of fun. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm giving you a cat. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be back in a minute. I'm still on mute. Sorry. You're back. We're not done yet. We're not done. We lost a cat. I had to go pee and I abandoned everybody and I left him with just a cat and the cat left. And I was muted. It was terrible. All right, hang on. There. You can see him in the corner. Just a tiny baby cat in the corner. All right. Let's get this shit finished. We're almost done. We're almost done. We got some gloss and then some matte to do. So we go all gloss first. And then we're going to add a little bit of matte. And then we're going to add a little bit of gloss again. I didn't scroll up to read if I missed anything. You were about to add hollow. There was a pole hollow one. That would be a trick. But also, here's the one of several problems with adding hollow to this. Besides number one, I don't want to. Number two, I do not have a hollow topper from a black-owned brand. So I don't have one that qualifies. I missed your movie reference. I've scrolled up. The killer is escaping. Nobody puts baby in the corner. The baby. That was such a bad movie, too. Everyone loved it, of course, because everyone loved Patrick Swayze, but he was way too old for her. Yeah, hollow topper over top of Chinoto would have been cute, but yeah, I don't have a qualifying hollow topper. I already cheated enough by having to use a fluid art polish that didn't qualify for my rules, so that's the only cheat I'm allowed. Okay. Ray was using the brain cell at that time, so you couldn't suggest it back when it would have been relevant. Yeah. Wait, do I have the correct? Yes, this is the matte top coat. Just making sure. The matte top coat bottle and the glitter grapper bottle look basically identical. And I have grabbed the wrong one before. So for the nails that are going to be mostly matte, I'm just painting the whole thing matte, and then I'm going to add the glossy in the Chinoto areas. And for the other ones, I'm going to just add it to the... I'm just going to add the matte to the fluid art areas. He's being a problem now. Sir, are you being a problem? Sir? 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 Hello? What are you doing, my little dude? Okay. He's so funny. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this on the others, on the tiny screen. Not that you can see anything that he's doing anyway, because he's just a blur. If he settles down somewhere good, I'll redirect. Oh my god, child. Please don't knock everything down. Alright, hang on. I swear. What are you doing? Where did you go? Hello? Oh, shit. He's trying to get back into the naughty corner. So I have... Sorry, let me just... I have, the bottom of my nail shelves, the open shelves where I have a bunch of my nail polish. The very bottom of it, I had kind of a chaotic mess of pinned insects and arachnid molts that I just hadn't got round to framing yet. And he got in there and stomped all over these incredibly fragile things. So a bunch of them are toast now. Some of them were okay, and so I have put them in a box so that they are better protected. But he was just trying to get back into that corner again. But he can't get back in there now. It won't work anymore. Oh boy, that was a really big glob I just picked up. It's going to take forever to dry this matte polish. Okay. Those will take a little bit to dry. Musumbi sneezed and woke himself up. Child, what are you doing? Stop trying to be naughty. Well, okay, the thing with taking a moment to frame them is that it wouldn't take a moment. It's hours of work to frame them. That's why. That's why it hasn't happened yet. If I had done them individually, it would only be like, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour per. But there's a bunch. And I don't actually even have enough frames for all of them right now. I need to buy more frames. So there's like multiple levels. He is now trying to eat a plant. Little monster. He's so cute when he's sleeping, though. He's also very cute when he's being a monster, but... Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're almost there. We're almost there, y'all. This poor plant back here got a little bit neglected. And it's got some dead leaves on it, and he's crunching them. Happy to see me using Glisten and Glow. It's the only matte one I have. I got it ages ago. It's the only thing I own from Glisten and Glow is a matte top coat and a glitter grabber. I got them. I think the glitter grabber I got like 2 or 3 years ago. And the matte top coat, I think I got at PBE last year, maybe. I don't know. It's fine. Sir, what are you doing? Sir, what are you doing? Oh my god. The fuck are you doing? What are you doing? He was just trying to get my my little copper dream catcher thing there. You didn't realize I could zoom like what? Oh, that you can zoom into the video on mobile? Oh my goodness. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. It's happening, y'all. It's going to be worth it. It's all going to be worth it. It's all going to be super cute. Yeah, I zoom in onto videos on mobile all the time. Big fan of that. Because so much of the time on mobile when I'm watching stuff, I'm like, I have no idea what the hell you're doing. I can't see a dang thing. And like, I can't zoom with my camera. I could swap out the lens, but then I would have to swap it out again if I wanted to show like a bigger angle. So oh my god. He's trying to get back in the corner again. Timony, will you bloody well stop it, you daft fucking cat. Jesus. Okay. Dragon Cat Nails, you didn't know I have YouTube? I have YouTube. I'm almost done. I stream twice a week now. I've just added Tuesday afternoons to my stream schedule, but I've been streaming Thursday nights. And I'm not usually still streaming this late though. This is extra late. Timony, Jesus fucking Christ, hang on. Get the hell out of there. Go on. Get. Quit being an idiot. Jesus. Erg. Cat. Yes, after this I can have cereal. I'm almost there. Oh, I just finished. That was the last one. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we did it. Look at that. We did all of it. Is the kitty in timeout? The kitty is being a little poop head. He's trying to get back in that corner again. There's not even anything there for him except that he can make a dang mess. Yeah, Ray, you can, if you have, so if you're on mobile, at least on Apple, if you're on mobile and you have it like tilted horizontal, if you have it landscape, you can't see the chat. But if you have it portrait, you can see the chat. But then the video is like incredibly tiny. Yes, I also have a Discord. Link is in the description. I did extend the stream just for you, Katya. You're absolutely correct. Oh, yeah. If you want to type in chat, then it covers the video. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Y'all, we're done. We did the thing. And you know what? The thing is cute. I think it was correct to do the combo, the matte and gloss combo here. It took a little extra time, but I think it was right. So we came up with something cute. Y'all made some pretty good decisions. And I'm happy with it. Even though I didn't understand Ray's suggestion at first, I really like it. And I like that I decided to do a mirror version or an inverted version of it. There's crinkles. Oh, yeah, there are crinkles. It's true. For the cat. For a second there, I foolishly thought that we were talking about the Manny. But no, we were talking about the cat. Oh, my God. He's just climbing over everything. This room is not really intended for kittens. It's not a kitten-proofed room. It is a chaos room. That little shithead. Yes, some styrofoam. So exciting. I need to get this cat out of here before he destroys anything. All right, y'all. It's been fun. Good boy. Thank you all for being here. and hanging out. It's always a good time, and you guys always make some interesting decisions, and I really like how my nails came out. So I'll probably be posting these on Instagram on the 14th. But I'll drop the photos on Discord before then, so y'all can see them probably tomorrow. Don't forget to press the buttons as appropriate, and tell your friends about the hippopotamus, and join the Discord if you're not already there. If you want to, no pressure, whatevs. And hopefully I'll be back with a slightly less chaotic cat situation. Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, I think is what I'm going to do. I'll confirm that, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern again. All right.